If you feel like nothing excites you the way that it used to, it is not because of your personality. There's literally a neurological shift that has happened in your brain chemistry that has stolen your curiosity. And in this video, I'll explain how it works and how to fix it. My name is Olga. I study computation and cognitive science at the University of Pennsylvania. And in this video, I'll break down how, with neuroscience, you can direct your curiosity to things that actually matter, so that books, conversations, ideas, and people start feeling genuinely exciting again. Oftentimes, people think that they have lost their curiosity, but that is not true. Just think about it. Every time you binge watch Netflix, you binge watch reality TV, or you scroll on TikTok or YouTube, this is your brain's curiosity system doing exactly what it's designed to do, which is hunting for the next interesting piece of information. And it's the exact same dopamine system that drives scientists, artists, and every genuinely fascinating person that you've ever met. But the difference is that their curiosity has been aimed at things that enrich them. But your curiosity has been hijacked, has been captured by things that drain you. But that is fixable. First, we have to understand what is happening in your brain when you're in a state of curiosity. And scientists define it as a sort of mental hunger, because your brain is constantly scanning your surroundings, the world around you, and when it detects a gap between what it knows and what it wants to know, it becomes hungry to close that gap, to get that information. For example, when you read a shocking headline and you physically cannot scroll past it, curiosity is what drives you to actually click on the article and actually read the article to obtain that information. Because your brain essentially treats information as essential for your survival. But if your brain is this hungry for information, why does it only want junk? Why does it only want watching stupid videos? Like, it doesn't want to read a book, it doesn't want to read an article or learn a new skill or do something more useful. And the answer comes down to one chemical, which is dopamine. And I know you've heard so much about dopamine, it's such a buzzword, but please stick with me on this one because this is where it all connects. This is where it's all gonna make sense. And dopamine is the neurotransmitter that is constantly present in your brain. It's a chemical that makes you do things. It basically motivates you to the point where you stand up and you do something. And if you didn't have any dopamine, you wouldn't want to do anything at all. And when you have a healthy level of dopamine in your brain, the whole world feels like it's full of things worth pursuing. Questions feel worth exploring, books feel worth reading, conversations feel interesting. And the reason why these things feel so interesting to you is because you have a healthy level of dopamine in your system and you have enough dopamine to actually generate that motivational pull that is going to get you interested to pursue those things. So if you're not feeling interested in the things that used to bring you joy, it might be that your brain is just not generating enough motivation to make those things worth pursuing. So how does it happen? Well, every time your brain detects something novel, like a new notification, a new video, or a surprising headline, your dopamine spikes up. So it spikes up and then it drops. And it gives you that push of motivation to actually click on something and find out that information. And the thing is, your brain actually compensates dopamine a little bit by going down and pushing dopamine slightly below the baseline, and then it goes back to baseline. And then you see something crazy again on TikTok, and it spikes up again, it goes down, it goes under the baseline, then goes back to baseline, because we always have to maintain that balance and come back to the baseline. It keeps happening again, again, again. When you scroll for an hour, you're hitting your dopamine system hundreds of times without actually giving it time to recover. And day after day, week after week, you keep spiking and spiking and spiking your dopamine. And here's the thing, your brain is actually trying to help you. And it detects that your dopamine is chronically elevated and it thinks something is wrong, I have to reduce it. So it adapts by reducing the number of dopamine receptors. And what it means is that even if dopamine is present in your system, less of it is going to get registered. So you can kind of assume that you have less dopamine to work with. And essentially, your dopamine baseline falls somewhere from here to somewhere here. And now, in order for you to get up to here, you're gonna have to start from the lower start point. And since your curiosity runs on dopamine, and now that your brain is less receptive of dopamine, you have less interest and less motivation to do things. The world starts feeling flat, conversations feel dull, books feel uninteresting, and now normal activities don't feel like they're worth pursuing anymore, and they're not worth your action. And only things like those algorithmic feeds that are engineered for maximum stimulation, they still register as interesting because they can still spike that dopamine high enough to bring back that motivational pull to go and keep scrolling, which is why it's so hard to stop scrolling even though it keeps leaving you empty. So it's not that your curiosity is gone, it's that your curiosity has been hijacked by these algorithmic feeds and these binging behaviors that have lowered your dopamine baseline, and now normal things like reading a book, they don't register as interesting anymore, even though they're supposed to. When people have a dopamine overload, they usually don't realize it. They just assume that it's a part of their personality, that they're lazy, they're unmotivated, they can't focus, they think that they're not curious and boring, which I think is very harmful because it keeps you in a fixed mindset. It makes you feel like you are unchangeable, which you of course are. And first I'm going to tell you the symptoms of dopamine overload and how to easily fix it. And first is that you cannot focus. You sit down to read or work on something important, and within 90 seconds your brain is reaching for your phone. And you're reaching to watch YouTube or TikTok, maybe you're even watching this video because you cannot focus on your task, but that is the first symptom. And second possible symptom is you feel like you have nothing interesting to say. You scroll through hours of content every week, but if someone at dinner asks you what you've been up to lately, you don't know what to say. Your mind goes blank. Even though you've consumed thousands of pieces of content in the past month, there's not a single one that is worth sharing. And the third symptom is that you feel like you stopped growing. You feel like you were more interesting 5 years ago because you went deep on topics, you read books, you had hobbies you were interested in, and you feel like something has changed because you don't feel that excitement anymore. But the good news is that it's completely reversible, and the fix is extremely simple. And step number one is you have to reset your dopamine so it goes back to your baseline so you can regain your motivation. Anywhere from 1 day to 7 days is going to help you reset your dopamine system. So just choose any amount of days in that range. And rules of the fast is to eliminate your highest stimulation behaviors, like binge watching TV or algorithmic feeds like Twitter and Reddit and TikTok and Instagram, or video games. Basically, you can still use the internet, but you have to fully eliminate those things that actually make the internet so high stimulation and always spike your dopamine. Like, you can still read articles, but it would be much better if you do not go on social media, for example. And during the fast, you have to create friction between you and those behaviors. You have to put your phone in another room while you work, turn off notifications, delete apps if you need to. And over the years, I kind of developed this habit where as soon as social media becomes overstimulating to me, I basically take my phone, I delete Instagram, TikTok, I delete Twitter, and I don't go there anymore. And I last like that for maybe a few weeks, and then I get them back. But an interesting thing is that I still use Instagram on my computer in the browser because I often communicate with my friends. I text with my friends on Instagram and I don't want to miss any of the messages. But because it's so inconvenient to use Instagram and watch reels on the computer, you just don't really want to do it. So I created this exception for myself where I am allowed to read messages and reply to my friends, but I'm not allowed to actually watch the content. And step number two is move your body. If there's one thing that neuroscience is anonymous on, it's that exercise is the most powerful tool for restoring your dopamine system. It increases dopamine production, it increases receptor sensitivity, and people who exercise regularly, they have more natural motivation, they have more curiosity, and it happens because, loosely speaking, they have more dopamine to work with, so they feel more motivated. And even 30 minutes of walking a day, it's a great start. And step number three is tonight, instead of opening your feed, pick one thing that caught your attention recently and spend 20 minutes really exploring it. Maybe you're curious to learn more about psychology, so go read a full article about some topic in psychology, go watch a long form video, go ask AI questions about that topic and keep asking it questions, go deep on it to see how it actually feels to be interested in something again. So you do not actually lack curiosity, you lack the dopamine to act on it. So now, do a dopamine reset, move your body, and go on a 20-minute rabbit hole about some topic that you find interesting. And being interested in things, being genuinely deeply interested in the world around you, it's the most attractive, the most creative, and the most life-changing thing you can be. Because being interested is being interesting. Thank you for watching and subscribe if this helped. I am currently building out my YouTube channel, so any sort of suggestions for next video topics, any sort of comments or likes would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.